Have you ever said something and immediately regretted it? We all have. But what if the way we speak reveals more about us than we think? The Stoics, those ancient masters of self-control and wisdom, believed that our words are a direct window into our soul. They taught that a wise person speaks with intention, clarity, and purpose, while a fool's speech is a jumble of noise, ego, and confusion. Today, we're diving deep into the Stoic breakdown of the 9 signs of a fool found in his words. This isn't about judging others, but about holding up a mirror to ourselves. By understanding these signs, we can learn to speak more wisely, live more thoughtfully, and ultimately find more peace and clarity in our lives. So, let's explore how to transform our words from a source of regret into a tool for wisdom. First up, the first sign of a fool. They talk too much and listen too little. The Stoic philosopher Zeno famously said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should listen more than we say." A fool loves the sound of their own voice. They dominate conversations, interrupting others and turning every topic back to themselves. They're not interested in a genuine exchange of ideas. They are performing a monologue. A wise person, on the other hand, understands that listening is where learning happens. They listen to understand, not just to reply. They give others the space to express themselves, knowing that every conversation is an opportunity to gain a new perspective. So, ask yourself, in your conversations, are you a broadcaster or a receiver? The first step to wisdom is learning to be a better listener. The second sign is bragging and self-praise. A fool constantly boasts about their achievements, their possessions, or their supposed intelligence. They need external validation to feel worthy. The Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote extensively about the futility of seeking fame and praise. He knew that true worth comes from within, from our character and our actions, not from the applause of others. A wise person lets their actions speak for themselves. They are confident in their abilities and don't feel the need to constantly remind everyone of them. Their humility isn't a sign of weakness, but of profound self-assurance. They know that a truly great person doesn't need to announce their greatness. It's evident to all who encounter them. Next, we have the third sign, gossiping and speaking ill of others. A fool finds delight in the misfortunes and flaws of other people. They spread rumors, engage in slander, and use negative talk to elevate their own social standing or to feel better about themselves. The Stoic teacher Epictetus warned his students to avoid such empty talk. He said, "When you are told that someone has spoken ill of you, do not make excuses about what is said of you, but answer, 'He was ignorant of my other faults, else he would not have mentioned these alone.'" A wise person focuses on their own improvement, not on the supposed failings of others. They choose to speak with kindness and to build people up, not tear them down. They understand that what you say about others says more about you than it does about them. The fourth sign is making promises they can't keep. A fool is quick to give their word, but slow to follow through. They make grand, impulsive promises to please others in the moment, with little thought for the future consequences. For the Stoics, your word is your bond. Seneca wrote that being trustworthy is a cornerstone of a virtuous character. A wise person is deliberate with their commitments. They understand the weight of a promise. They would rather say no up front than make a promise they might break. Their yes is solid gold. This reliability builds trust and respect, which are far more valuable than the temporary approval gained from an empty promise. Now for sign number 5, complaining and blaming. A fool sees themselves as a perpetual victim. Nothing is ever their fault. The weather, their boss, the economy, their family, there's always something or someone else to blame for their problems. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself to accept what he could end change and to focus on his own responses. A wise person takes ownership of their life. They understand the dichotomy of control, that some things are within our power and some are not, Instead of complaining about what's outside their control, they focus their energy on what they can influence, their own thoughts, actions, and reactions. They see challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to practice virtue and resilience. The sixth sign is speaking with absolute certainty. A fool is dogmatic. They believe their opinions are facts and are completely closed off to different viewpoints. They argue to win, not to learn. The Stoics, despite their strong convictions, practiced intellectual humility. They knew that we are all fallible and that knowledge is a lifelong pursuit. A wise person speaks with confidence but holds their beliefs lightly. They use phrases like, I think, it seems to me, or based on what I know now. They welcome debate and are willing to change their mind when presented with better evidence or a more logical argument. They are more interested in finding the truth than in being right. This brings us to the seventh sign, using needlessly complex language. A fool tries to sound smart by using big words, jargon, and convoluted sentences. They are more concerned with appearing intelligent than with being understood. Their goal is to impress, not to communicate. The Stoics valued clarity and simplicity. They believed that clear thinking leads to clear speaking. A wise person communicates their ideas in a way that is simple, direct, and easy to understand. They know that true intelligence isn't about using fancy words. It's about being able to explain a complex idea in a simple way. Their eloquence lies in their clarity, not their complexity. The eighth sign is speaking without thinking. A fool's mouth runs faster than their mind. They blurt out the first thing that comes to their head, often leading to misunderstandings, hurt feelings, and regret. The Stoic virtue of self-control applies just as much to our words as it does to our actions. Seneca advised us to pause before we speak, especially when we are angry or emotional. A wise person practices this pause. They take a moment to consider their words. Is what I'm about to say true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? This simple filter can prevent a world of trouble. They speak with intention, ensuring their words align with their values and serve a constructive purpose. Finally, the ninth sign of a fool, arguing about things that don't matter. A fool gets drawn into pointless debates about trivial matters. They waste their time and energy arguing about sports teams, celebrity gossip, or petty disagreements on the internet. They feel a need to have an opinion on everything and to defend it to the death. Marcus Aurelius urged us to be indifferent to indifferent things. A wise person knows how to pick their battles. They conserve their mental and emotional energy for what truly matters, their personal growth, their relationships, and their duties. They can happily let a pointless argument go, knowing that winning it gains them nothing of real value. Their peace of mind is more important than being right about something trivial. So there you have it, the 9 signs of a fool's speech, according to the Stoics. Talking too much, bragging, gossiping, making empty promises, complaining, being dogmatic, using overly complex language, speaking without thinking, and arguing about trivialities. The point isn't to go around labeling others as fools. The point is to use this as a checklist for our own self-reflection. Which of these habits do we fall into? In which areas can we improve? By consciously working to refine our speech, we do more than just become better communicators. We become clearer thinkers, more virtuous individuals, and more peaceful souls. The path to wisdom begins with our words. Let's choose them wisely. Thanks for watching. If you found this reflection helpful, consider subscribing for more insights into ancient wisdom for modern life.